No Means No podcast, episode 6. We barely made this one happen. That's my fault. But alas, we are here.
We are here.
Yeah, so what was it like? Was it 2 days ago or 3 days ago that we're all like, yep, Friday's the day.
Do it Friday night. Perfect timing.
It's
Perfect
the
execution.
Perfect day. All 4 of us will be there. And then what was it last night at like late at night? Zach's like, guys, bad news. Got a birthday party to be at. Now poor Sean isn't here.
Now Jonathan has to miss out on our probably our best episode. Will probably be. He has to miss
Tommy's
out
already
on
cooking up a PB and J.
Oh yeah, dude.
So
I mean,
you know,
you already know what's going on over here. This is nothing out of the ordinary.
Peanut butter, German Shepherds. Everybody knows that combo.
Yeah, I mean, no doubt, everybody knows that combo.
So how's everybody been this week?
Don't judge me. I've been doing this weird thing lately, and it's been working for me.
Okay. You just pour the jelly?
Dude, it freaking works, I'm telling you.
Well, see, what I do,
jelly, though, that's the problem.
I feel like with grape jelly, it is probably the worst almost, because the others, grape jelly kind of is like gelatin, like it holds itself together a little bit.
That's what works. I'm just almost out. That's the problem. I'm really
but like the other jellies are a little more liquidy, like raspberry is more of like it'll flow a little better.
Yeah.
And what I do is I just take the knife and just kind of like coax the jelly out of it, and just like pour it and just kind of help it pour out.
That's what I used to do, but I don't know. This has just really been working for me lately.
You've decided no need to help it come out anymore. You're just
it comes out on its own, man. Yeah, it's more natural motion. You know what I mean? Like it feels better. It feels right. Like
it feels right.
It's meant to be.
Okay,
I like that strat.
It's evolutionary.
That's a nice strat. I like how your fish tank looks today, Dommy.
Oh, it looks way better in the light than at nighttime.
So you've been working on it?
Oh, hell yeah. Dude. This thing is like 2 months in the process, maybe almost 3 now.
Of what kind of process are you thinking it'll end up being?
Well, I'm waiting for the plants to really start like taking over now. Because I had to add the CO2 system, which is what you see this line right here. So it's got a CO2 tank under it. It's got a regulator on it, and it's hooked up to a timer, so it's timed up with the lights on here. So they're all everything works together to make everything make the ecosystem work right. So the plant's been growing, but it takes some time for them to really take over everything. Once the plants really take over, it's gonna be beautiful.
Do you have some?
Heck yeah.
Some
I
cute
see
fish?
a fish. I see one.
Yeah, I see one.
I've got a lot of fish in that tank. I've got my favorite fish is probably the red-tailed shark is what it's called. It's a type of carp, and they get kind of big, but the cool thing about them is they recognize the owner.
Oh, really?
So like
cool.
I had one in one of my old tanks forever ago, and I could like hold him in my hand, and he would come out whenever I came into the room. Yeah.
That's weird.
That's
pretty funny.
Do you give them names?
No, only the catfish. We have catfish.
Dr. Nefario.
We gave them names. Like the first one we had was a red tail shovel nose hybrid. That was the one that like they get like really really big. We called him Toast because every time we put anything in the tank, he ate them. So it was all toast.
It was all toast.
Try not to drip in.
I was gonna say, you look like you're spilling on yourself.
No,
I got
drippy.
a little teeny bit on the floor, but we're okay.
Oh, okay. It looks like
as long as it's on the floor.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm practicing. I'm just like.
Of course. Your technique. By the way,
so
this
Zach,
week,
what have you been up to this week?
This week, sponsored by coffee.
Oh.
Meh. I like
Sponsor us. It actually says hem.
Like hemorrhoids?
Yes. Shout out to Colin. No, I've been up to not much really. Working. I had like a extraordinary amount of days off this week, 3.
Yeah.
And so I've been hanging. Just been hanging out.
That is extraordinary.
I saw
You've
this
been,
post on Reddit, and I wanted to get your guys' input on it. And it was, if all of the cereal box mascots were competing in a battle royale, who would win and why?
Tony the Tiger.
I was gonna say the same thing. That dude's jacked as fuck.
Yeah, he's huge.
you
I'm trying to
think?
think of others.
Like Captain Crunch.
Oh yeah,
he's getting
and so now the question is this a battle royale like a fist fight, or is this like a Hunger Games style where there's weapons in the middle and there's like what are we talking here?
I mean, it's up to interpretation. Let's
Are they
go with the
dropping
Hunger
into
Games.
Fortnite?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so all of them are dropping into Fortnite, and there's random weapons sitting around.
Yeah, you got the Trix Rabbit. I mean, you got Count Chocula. You got all these.
Yeah, so
know.
the one thing that I'm thinking of is the Lucky Charms little leprechaun guy. Did you guys ever see that video? I think it might have been a Cyanide and Happiness video where the
think I know what
Lucky
you're
Charms,
talking
the
about.
Lucky Charms guy is like getting eaten by all the children. They're like
Yeah.
eating
So
his
Rick
guts
and
stuff.
Morty.
Oh, that's Rick and Morty. That's right.
Yeah, it's
Where
a
he's
Rick
like
and
a
Morty.
psycho, and they're like, yeah, it's a
Interdimensional
cable. Yes, that's it. So
Yeah.
that's making me think that he's probably not going to do well because he's getting eaten by a bunch of children, right?
Yeah.
Right. So he's
I'm
probably
thinking
out.
Lucky Charms guy is out.
He's fucked.
Trix Rabbit is pretty quick.
Yeah. The problem is he keeps letting, kids get the upper hand on him as well.
You're
Yeah,
right. You're
for
right. He
real.
also keeps letting the children beat him to the tricks, right? And so,
Somebody-
and what about like Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs?
Yeah,
Oh,
that
he's
guy-
kinda
kind of
fucking
berserk.
crazy. Yeah.
he
that
goes
guy's like a
berserk on your ass.
psycho. Somebody on Reddit said the Raisin Bran son
Oh, 'cause
would
it's just
destroy
the sun.
everybody. It's just like, just him not being there would win the whole thing.
Everybody dies.
So that was like a cheat answer, I felt like. But I think if we're going a fight, like a legit battle royale with combat and stuff, I think the sun's going to be too slow. He's not going to be able to get in the circle. He's going to take a lot of damage and he's going to die.
I mean, like he's not like a real big son or anything. He's just kind of a
He's a little son.
Yeah.
little bitch, if you ask me.
Yeah, I mean, I think you got to go with the athleticism of Tony the Tiger, man. I mean, the dude he's
huge.
First of all, he's a tiger. Second of all, he's a tiger that like is like triangular. He's like buff.
He's buff. We could pull up perhaps let's see some cereal mascot list. Here we go. This is what I need. Okay, we got what about the okay, yeah. So there's a lot of people who just aren't going to make it, right? Like the bee from Honey Nut Cheerios is not going to
hell
make
no.
it. The Sonny the Cuckoo from Cocoa Puffs, he might have a chance just because
That's what he's called.
Yeah, I mean, it's Sonny the Cuckoo.
If he goes cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, I think I'm picking him in almost any one-on-one.
That's the
Yeah,
thing.
right.
But
But-
what are the odds he's going to find some? I mean, what if the loot just isn't there and he's not finding the Cocoa Puffs?
Yeah, that would be a problem because otherwise
does
he's
he-
pretty.
Does he have him stuffed up his ass? Like if he has him everywhere he goes, he doesn't have to find him.
I personally feel like the toucan from Fruit Loops is going to team up with Captain Crunch because
Oh yeah,
that's
it's a
just
pirate.
natural.
Point.
Yeah, that's
point.
natural. You're right.
So I feel like that's going to be kind of a duo situation where you're going to have to watch out
Yeah.
going into the
You know,
later
well,
game.
Well, then what about Rice Krispies? Isn't there like multiple for Rice?
There
isn't
is.
like,
There's three of
right?
them. Snap,
Yeah.
Crackle, and Pop.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. Now
But
we're
they're
getting
also
somewhere.
midgets.
Oh, they're midges.
Hey, it's harder to hit a midget. Less
That's true.
less to aim for.
You're
That's
walking
true.
around, you're looking for other, cereal mascots to murder, and all of a sudden these guys are at your knees. You didn't even see them coming. They're breaking your kneecaps,
Dude,
It's
one's like kicking you in the shin, one's climbing up and choking you out. The other one's sucking your cock. Like, what do you do about it?
It could be the 1, 2, 3 trifecta attack that does everybody in. But I'm looking right now. Do you guys remember the honeycomb guy.
The honeycomb guy.
You guys
I
are gonna
remember the
wanna
cereal.
You guys are gonna want to look up their mascot.
I forgot. I didn't realize they had a mascot.
Let me take a look.
Pull that guy up.
Honeycomb cereal mascot. Oh my god. What is that?
Yeah, Lucas, hold that up to your screen so they can see it.
Okay, let me see if it.
What
is that?
Yes.
What
Yes.
the hell?
Crazy craving. What the hell?
Oh
So I
my
think
God.
that guy is going to be something to contend with.
Dude, that thing looks worse than a Tasmanian devil.
Yeah, he's
Oh.
pretty horrifying.
I mean, you do not want to come into contact with this guy.
No. So you're going to be avoiding
is
that
this?
guy at all costs.
Imagine, bro.
Dude, what the hell? How have we never seen this?
How did they think that was a good idea?
Right. How does this guy make me want to eat honeycombs?
Or make your parents want to buy that for you?
I mean, seriously?
I have never seen that on a box.
There's
For that
also
cereal.
Fred Flintstone.
Oh yeah, for Fruity Pebbles.
Yeah, but he gets
Yeah.
wrecked.
You think?
I mean, what's he gonna do? Like, I mean, unless he gets like all the other Flintstones with him.
I think he's going to use that big ass stick club that he uses, and he's going to yabba dabba do.
So, guys, on the internet here, it's talking about Crazy Craving, right? The honeycomb
that his
monster,
name?
and it says that he rabidly craves honeycomb cereal, and children in the commercials transform into him.
Oh no.
So he's gonna have like an army of children that are turning into more of him.
Dude, his
mean,
fucking
like-
catchphrase is "Me want honeycomb." That's terrifying.
It's a me want honeycomb.
there has to be a commercial. I'm gonna look it up. There has to be.
It said he came out in 1995, so you know they were just on some psycho
Oh
crap.
hell yeah.
95, huh? That's pretty old.
Oh god.
Was it
about
terrifying?
What about Cornelius Corny Rooster from Cornflakes by Kellogg's?
Cornflakes. He's just a rooster.
Yeah, he's just a really cartoony rooster. He's going to get wrecked.
Oh yeah, he's just a rooster.
Guys, there are multiple commercials, not just one. Like there's a whole I have a freaking compilation video over here. And I'm not talking about porn.
I'm sure they're pretty horrifying commercials. Just based on his figure.
His general appearance. I mean, wow. I mean, you learn something new every day. I had no clue that honeycomb cereal had that freaking thing.
Yeah, you'd think we would have seen that on the box.
Yeah, I doubt it.
Did he get discontinued?
They probably were like, we're not putting that on the box.
It's
All
like-
right.
It'll ruin
Yeah.
your appetite.
All right.
Let's see,
Are you guys
honey-
able to like watch my screen? Like if I put that up, would you be able to see it?
Probably, but I feel like the audience can't. Can they?
That's what I'm wondering.
Yeah, I don't think they'll be able to. I don't know. I mean, try it.
Like if-
Dude, this is scary.
Like if you switch from your camera to your sharing screen.
Yeah. Ready?
Like I'm
Here,
on the
let's see.
reactions page right now. I could potentially pull up what you're looking at, I think, and it would appear.
All right, I'm doing it right now. So can you see that or no? Because it's probably just me that you're seeing, not the stream.
Open.
Shoot me a link
To the video, you mean?
to just see what we got here. Yeah, just to the video. Shoot me a link to that.
Oh, bet. Hell yeah.
I got a feeling we're about to be horrified.
Oh, it's bad. It's like really like wrong. I don't know if people came up with this,
This
stuff.
is
scary.
the worst podcast ever.
We're gonna give everyone
We're
nightmares. and all that
very
good stuff.
professional around here with our setups here.
Okay, we're all right. We're okay. There, I sent it. It's in the chat right now.
All right. General.
Yeah, general.
Oh yeah. Oh, there it is.
If you go to like 1 minute and 6 seconds, that's where it really starts to get fun. The other ones are just like they don't include Crazy Craving at all in the beginning.
You said 1:06.
Yeah. We'll start together. We'll watch it together.
Do we all have to open it?
I mean, if you want to watch it, you can.
Right, but I'm wondering, like, Zach, how are you
idea.
doing it?
I've just got it pulled up on the big screen for the people.
Oh hell yeah!
So I should pull it up as well. A
Go
minute
back
6.
here.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's
I'm
pretty
there.
funny. All of you can see all our reactions at the bottom, and you can see the commercial, but our names are all wrong.
Nice.
Oh.
I love it.
Means we're running one of the best podcasts ever. Anyway,
I love it.
The
Very
people
professional at
come here
episode
for
6.
high quality shit.
yeah, if you're coming here for high quality shit like this, you're in the right place. All right. I'm gonna count us down. I'll be 3, 2, 1, go. Are you guys ready?
Hell yeah.
At 1:06.
Yep.
3, 2, 1, go.
Honeycomb? All the way from America.
Oh God.
You
Oh
just
my
see
god.
those big bites oozing with honey sweet crunch.
It's turning into him.
You want honeycomb? Thanks, love.
Hey!
Do you want
Cereal's
honeycomb?
part of this good breakfast, Daddy.
Like I don't know what this shit is.
Oh, look, now there's a bunch of them.
Yeah, that's gonna be the problem. Oh God, look at this guy. Oh God.
Strawberry blasted honeycomb!
Oh my god.
Now there's an
No
easier way
way.
to get that honey
Oh, he
sweet
was
crunchy
on the
craze
cover.
with a blast of
Just
strawberry
a long time
New
ago.
Strawberry blasted
Unreal.
honeycomb already assembled in this handy box and part of this good breakfast.
You are so grounded.
Me want honeycomb.
Oh.
Dude, no way.
Want honeycomb.
He looks better on TV.
What? This stinks. Where is my
Oh my god, it's an
midget.
actual
It's a
midget.
midget.
Honeycomb?
I just gotta have that honey sweet crunch.
Me? What?
Oh no.
Move it, hula boy. Table for two, please.
Table for 2, please. Whoa, they're just destroying it.
More milk, my man.
How have we never seen these?
I don't know, but this is
must
pretty
be.
horrifying. I'm sure Double D is gonna be like, yeah, of course, I remember all those commercials
Probably.
when he watches this.
Honey. Toasted honey. Honeycomb.
I'm sure we've seen a lot of these, and we just don't remember them. Well, these
That
ones
is
look a little.
possible, yeah.
Yeah.
These ones look a little retro, even for me.
They definitely do look old.
When the craving strikes.
I'm starved. Where's the honeycomb?
Oops.
There's a lot of them.
There is,
there's
that's what I'm
there's
saying.
bunch. We'll stop here after this one, maybe. But
Yeah.
God, this guy's freaky. Yeah. So the thing is, like, this guy's gonna run a look. He's got forest experience. This
Wow.
guy's gonna know the landscape.
He's got tricks up his sleeve.
Look, he's surviving a bear attack.
Way to go, dude. Honeycomb cereal is part of
All for the honeycombs.
Dude, I'm telling you, he might take Tony.
All right, so I stopped it there. So just
Yeah, me
like,
too.
like imagine if like the reward for winning the BR is they get whatever cereal they are craving so
Oh,
badly.
no.
Ah,
That's a good point because then it's like the cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs
he would
guy.
go
He's gonna go
He's
cuckoo.
going cuckoo. It's all
Right.
guaranteed. They're at their strongest.
Yeah.
That's my final 2, I think. It's going to be actually my final 3 is Tony the Tiger cuz he's ripped.
Yep.
The cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs guy. and
of course,
and this horrifying honeycomb character.
Oh, guys, it looks like Lexi's car is arriving outside right now.
Oh, we're going
wow.
to get a live car reveal?
I'm thinking about yelling out to her.
That'd be really funny.
That would be pretty funny. Should have Lexi come say hi on the pod.
Hell yeah.
I could go tell her that her car's here and that she should say hi.
Hell yeah.
Just make a
Yes.
sandwich while I do that.
Oh,
Wow.
I will.
You guys are just big sandwich guys, huh?
Oh, hell yeah.
Dommy,
I'm
take a look
almost
at the
out.
background of Lucas's shot. You're gonna notice like a cupboard there.
Yes.
That cupboard, we've had that. My parents have had that for like a long time, like 30
Oh, wow.
years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that is an old ass cupboard.
Is that where you keep like your guns and stuff?
Well, I can't believe that it came with to their new house. Honestly, that's.
Well, I mean, you
I
can't
think-
get rid of it after having it for 30 years.
I guess not. I think we're in
hard
Dan's
if you know.
office. I think that's where we're at right now.
It does look like an office.
Because Lucas seems to be in a new location this week, which is pretty cool. I like to mix it up for the viewers. Once again, coffee, sponsor me. The idea of coffee is going to sponsor the show. So I'm pretty
Oh, yeah.
excited about that.
Unfortunately, the car situation is too pressing.
Oh, God. Does she have to sign something?
Yeah, probably. They're doing something out there.
I'm sure somebody can handle that.
Do you guys hear Louis barking, or is my mic cutting it out?
I heard
I
a
can't
little
hear him.
tiny bit, but barely.
That's good.
Old Lewis.
So what were you guys talking about while I was off?
I was talking
warming-
about that cupboard in the background there. But we've had
Oh,
forever.
the hutch.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were really struggling to figure out where to put it. Like, Mom doesn't even like it.
Well, you guys have had it forever.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So it's like we had
Why'd
that
you
in
keep
the
it if you didn't
old
learn to
house.
like it?
My mom didn't even like it, but they kept it just because they didn't know what to do with it. They were like, well, we're not going to, but we could try and sell it, or we could try and find a place to put it. And so they ended up just putting it here. It's not, it's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine. I'll take it.
I actually built myself a new desk that I'm sitting at here. I was at I used to be at like a Walmart style black folding table, and now
That's
I've
what
got
I'm still on.
but yours is significantly larger. Mine was tiny.
Yes, mine is a 6 foot wide masterpiece of a desk.
Yeah, mine was really small. So now I'm rocking I've got an actual desk here. It's got a couple of shelves on the left. It's pretty nice. I had to build it, but it didn't take too long.
Like
That's kinda
pre-built,
fun.
like or not pre-built, but like I gave all the pieces and you just
Yeah,
had
it
to
gave
assemble
me all the pieces and I just assembled.
Yeah.
So that's nice. Unfortunately, immediately after building it, Mom made me bring my entire setup down here into Dan's office. So that was annoying.
That is pretty annoying.
Like, it was all built. I had my record player on here with all my records. My new Steel Panther record that I found.
Yes.
That's signed by the boys. You know,
It's
like
effing signed.
I had all the stuff on it. Everything's looking perfect, and they're like, "Gonna have to move it." And I'm like, I almost blew a gasket, bro. It's so much work moving all these wires and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Dude, if I had to move my kit right here, I would be extremely upset.
Yes, it is surprisingly upsetting.
Like, I've got more shit than, like, I think you can comprehend, really. I've got so much stuff right here. I got this big-ass computer. I got the studio monitors, like the speakers. I got my monitor. I've got my audio interface. I've got my microphone hookup situation into the audio interface. So I've got a tremendous amount of shit.
Yeah, that would be so annoying.
That would suck.
Chungus is at my
I
feet.
feel like
right
my
now.
PC isn't like the worst thing ever to move. I mean, the monitor situation can be kind of tough because there's 3, like on like a triple like
Yeah.
setup. But I feel like the wires and all that stuff, like I feel like it's not that bad.
I'm going to have to bring mine when I come to visit in 2 weeks,
Really?
Lucas, so we can do the pod.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Where you going?
I'm just visiting the family.
Oh yeah, gotcha.
I mean, oh yeah, you will have to bring your stuff. Probably.
That, or I'll have to set everything up on your computer and record it on
Which
yours.
could be smart anyway.
Yeah, we could do that too.
And then we can
And
just
then
both sit in the same
I'll just
spot.
bring my interface and we'll hook up 2 mics to it and we'll sit
Yeah.
next to each other.
Yeah, that would work.
That's probably easier.
So we'll
In a
do
way.
that. And then, yeah, we got to figure out the scheduling for, like, because Easter weekend, I'm going to be at Abby's parents' house, a.k.a. we might have to record on a Wednesday or something
I
sometime.
definitely cannot do a Wednesday unless we did it like during like the early day.
What about at, like, 3 or 4 in the morning?
I mean, I could do that. I'll probably get home from work at like 4 a.m.
And you'll be hyped up, ready to go.
Yeah, that sounds awful.
Yeah, Lucas would not survive.
It would just be me and Dommy.
Nah, Lucas would do that classic thing that he always does, where he like falls asleep and then like chimes into the conversation like every like 25 minutes.
Like I know
he'd be
exactly what's
sitting
going
there,
on.
Yeah, like he's just been quietly listening the whole time, but he hasn't. He just woke up and he didn't realize that he even fell asleep. So he's like, "Yeah, I know what's going on with this convo. Let me chime in here." And then
Classic Lucas.
you really realize the next day that he wasn't listening because like he literally has no concept of any of the combos that you had last night.
Yeah, exactly.
It was funny, like Lucas was literally watching me play the new Resident Evil 4 remake the other night, watching me play, but he fell asleep. And he would do that thing where he chimes in. The day after I was playing and he goes, "Oh, you can kick in this game?" Like I kicked like several hundred times the first night.
Yeah, no, basically, I mean, you started that night very late. You know, it was like 1 a.m. for me when you started that night.
Yeah.
And I
it
was
like-
already getting pretty sleepy, and so I basically saw none of it.
Yeah. That game's pretty sweet. I'm very happy with it.
It was pretty cool.
Yeah, it's been fun to watch. We all hop on while Zach streams into the Discord, and he just plays Resident Evil, and we watch. So we've been enjoying the journey so far.
Yeah, we're on chapter 5 right now, and there's 16 chapters, so there's still quite a bit of game to play.
Yeah, that's nice.
I don't know how many hours in I am technically, but it's pretty fun. I love
So it
Resident
brought up.
Evil
I don't
games.
think Dami was there, but it brought up a question because we call one of the characters Dr. Nefario. And Dami, do you know Despicable Me, Dr.
Yeah,
Nefario?
yeah.
So do you know who voices him?
No.
It's Russell Brand. Do you know Russell
Wait,
Brand?
Is it really?
Yeah. And
I
so
never
Russell
would've guessed
Brand
that.
with his like high-pitched, almost
Dr.
like fruity
Nefario.
sounding. Yeah, his like
Yes,
fruity
quite
sounding
normally he quite
British
talks.
accent.
He talks quite like this, quite normally. A bit of a flamboyant way of speaking, if you will.
And then Dr. Nefario is a
Right.
strange
Yeah.
man
I
creature.
never would have guessed. Never would have guessed.
And we watched a video of him doing it, and it is really funny. I mean, it's
yeah.
like he's in the studio, and it's so fun. It sounds exactly like it does in the movie. It's really, really funny stuff.
He's like, "I've been asked to add some urgency into that line, which I reject."
He's a funny guy.
He is.
Did you guys see the clip of him on? It was like
Yes,
I don't know if it was CNN or CBS or something.
He was on who's the really famous late night guy who's always been very liberal, left leaning.
Well,
Bill
there's Jimmy
Maher.
Kimmel.
Bill Maher, I think.
Oh, Bill Maher. Yeah, he was on
Bill
there.
Maher's show.
Well, Bill Maher has been I think he's found a lot of success recently in hating on the woke crowd.
Yeah.
So it's kind of interesting because he's always been very liberal.
Yeah.
But now most of his clips that you see of him are him being like hardcore anti-woke mob.
Yeah. Well,
Which
that's
is
because
kinda-
even a ton of the fucking liberals at this point are like, what the hell is with this woke stuff? Like, this is insane.
Well, yeah, think about being like a gay person. Like their whole argument used to be that they can't, like, it's who they are, right? It's how they were born. Like this is who I am. It's how I was born. I'm gay. Like that's just how it is. I can't change it. There's nothing wrong with me. It's just how I was born. And now this whole other woke crowd has basically said, no, you can pick and choose and be it whenever you want, and you can switch it around and all this other stuff. And it's like, where does that leave these, traditionally gay people that were making this art? It's like now all of a sudden they're being forced to support an ideology that they weren't even arguing for. Now if you don't support it, you're like an evil,
You're a bigot.
Racist.
A transphobic bigot.
Right. I just think that's so weird that all of a sudden the woke mob has even turned against like traditional gay people.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty crazy. But Russell Brand went on that show and he basically just made a whole point about how he's like, He's like, you can't point out that the right media is so biased while simultaneously being and doing the exact same thing on MSNBC and think that you're helping to solve anything.
Yeah, I saw that
That's a
clip.
good point.
I was
He's
talking
very
about the one
intelligent
that
and articulate.
went kind of viral on Twitter, where it's him and like another guy and then like two women co-hosts, and he is just making them supremely uncomfortable.
Oh,
Like,
that's such a great clip. Yeah.
dude, it's so funny. He's like talking about how they want to have sex with him or something, and like he's like he's made him so uncomfortable.
Are you talking about the where there's the two female and the guy who are interviewing him for
Yes.
his? Yeah,
And
It's
they
on-
just look
and
like idiots.
It was MSNBC, and they kind of treated him rudely in like a dismissive way, like, oh, here's silly, goofy, stupid Russell Brand here to dance for you. Like,
yeah, and
kind
then
of
he makes
way.
them look like absolute idiots.
And he is so much more articulate and well thought than they are. And they did not see that coming. So by the end of the interview, like, they're all just sitting there laughing. And he's sitting there, he just goes, is this what you do for a living? Because I'm better at this than you are. And that was basically how it ended. And with him like looking into the camera like, tonight we'll be looking into the deep case of blah, blah, blah. And he just goes on this whole tangent off the
he
top
literally
of his
takes
head.
their. He's like, give me that, and he starts doing the news for him. It's so funny.
Yeah, no, he really turned that around on him too. And they kept like talking to each other like he wasn't there.
Yes.
And he was like, you never, first of all, you never refer to somebody that as he if they're sitting in the room with you. It's very rude. Like, they just kept doing it. He's like, stop calling me he. I'm Russell. I'm sitting right here. He's
yeah, that was an awesome clip.
Yeah, he's a super intelligent guy.
Yeah.
Way smarter than most people realize, I think.
Yeah. So I saw another awesome clip just a couple minutes ago. Up in my room, I was on Twitter. Have you guys seen the video of the guy getting on the baseball field to propose?
Yes.
No.
Okay, so this guy, you know, basically it's not streaking, but he's fully clothed, but he jumps illegally out onto an MLB diamond, and he gets on a knee, and he's in the outfield. He's holding up the ring on a knee, and the camera is like, you imagine it's directly face on, so it would be like me like this holding it up, but like he's like 20 feet away, and then from screen right, a security guard blasts him, just absolutely trucks him,
decks him.
And does he still have the ring afterwards?
He's and he just gets absolutely trucked.
Yeah,
and
he
it's
gets
so funny,
destroyed by this guy, and then there's two more there, and they arrest him and shit. And it's like we never even got a yes or a no, guys. Come on,
right? He doesn't know if she's gonna marry him.
Probably not after that clip.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
Goes viral. Yeah, that's pretty funny. Twitter and Reddit. There's a lot of good, funny videos on there.
Oh yeah.
I know.
It's kind of weird doing these in the middle of the day for some reason. Well, not middle of the day, but like the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got a different feel to it.
Usually later in the night, I've got a few more beers in me. Maybe some liquor. You never know. You know.
Last night I had a couple.
I had more than a couple last night.
we went to a hibachi place, and they had some Japanese beers. So I had a couple Japanese beers. Those were pretty good.
What
hibachi place, huh?
A Sapporo and something with an I. Ichiro. Something Japanese. Yeah, I sent a video to the chat.
Yeah, that's
one
pretty
of them
sweet.
just tasted like a Japanese Heineken, and then the other one was a little harder to describe. It was just kind of like it tasted like a Miller almost. It was like, you know.
Did you try any of the sake?
No, I still haven't had sake. I didn't see it there.
Awful.
Is it bad? Okay, I'll have to try it sometime. What is it? Is it a beer?
It's like a Japanese wine. It's hot. It's hot wine.
Oh.
Yeah, it's not very. It's pretty gross.
It's awful. Yeah.
So yeah, that reminds me. We were also Dominic. I just finished that bottle of mead that you bought last night, and I was sharing it with people. And Uncle Bill goes, he's like, "Oh, you know what that makes me think of is I think he called it a Sandahagen port wine."
Yeah.
He was basically like, it's like a dessert wine. And I was like, I've never even heard of that. So I'll have to try it. And he was like, yeah, you should try that. If you like the mead, you should probably try a port wine.
Oh, absolutely. Dude, port wines are so good.
Okay. And apparently they're high percentage. That's what they were saying.
So are they all in town for the week or the weekend, or what's the...
Well, so Jill and Gabby have been here since like... Monday or Sunday? I think Sunday. Yeah. And we went on some college tour visits, and I actually, Double D's working, and I'm the only other guy here. It's me and Double, and so he's working, and I got nothing going on. So the girls are like, "We're going to these college visits or whatever, blah blah blah," and I'm like, "Okay, sure." I got nothing to do, so I ended up hanging out with 4 ladies, me and 4 ladies, 3 days in a row.
Oh God.
I was with no guys pretty much at all. We were out shopping and doing college visits and stuff. And it was kind of fun. We went and saw Les Mis in like a Broadway style. It was a very fancy theater. It was super nice. And I really liked Les Mis, actually. I liked it more than Phantom of the Opera by a lot.
Really?
The music was really good, and the story was much easier to follow, in my opinion. I enjoyed it. And so we did that in Greensboro. So we traveled all the way, an hour and a half, and the play ends at 10:30. And then I'm driving home in a torrential downpour at 11 o'clock at night. I mean, we're hydroplaning and shit. And the girls are all sleeping in the back. I'm like, oh yeah, here we go. So yeah, it's been kind of funny having him here because Uncle Bill wasn't here and Dan's at work, so it was just me and the ladies for 3 days straight. But it was still pretty fun. Still a good time.
Now it's the weekend, so I imagine it'll be more even split with the genders.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah. So then Lexi shows up, right, and Uncle Bill shows up. They both show up yesterday, so we've got a packed house now.
That is
pretty fun.
That is a freaking packed house.
Well, yeah, in this room right here, this office is supposed to have a big couch that turns into a bed, but like a fancy looking office couch next to the window. But it's not here yet. Yeah, kind of like a, but like a, no, I don't think it's even a futon. I don't even think it's a futon. I think it's more of a pull-out style.
What's that? Never heard of it.
But it's not here yet, and so Bill and Jill are sleeping on couches.
Dude, I was watching the King of Queens last night where Arthur, it's too cold in the basement, so he has to sleep upstairs across the hall from Doug and Carrie. And they got a pull-out couch, and he's like, a couch that turns into a bed, huh? Now I've seen it all. And she's like, it's called a futon. It's Japanese. She's like, boy, those Japanese sure are creative. It's always eluded me how we managed to beat them in the Second World War. Pretty funny.
Jerry Stiller, bro. He is so funny.
Rest in peace. One of the funniest dudes.
Yeah, I mean, you watch him on Seinfeld, King of Queens. I mean, he was in a lot of those sitcoms.
Yeah, it's no wonder.
So funny.
No wonder Ben Stiller turned out to be pretty funny.
Mm-hmm. I was actually watching something with Ben Stiller last night. It was some Adam Sandler award show thing. I don't know. It was like a comedy awards or something. And they kept talking about Adam Sandler. Mm-hmm. And it was Ben Stiller up on stage kind of just talking about his friendship with Adam Sandler. And Chris Rock did a thing as well. Which, by the way, I watched all of Chris Rock's special on Netflix.
How was
the one where he toasts Will Smith at the end. And it was kind of funny, but a lot of his jokes were more funny because he was screaming, he just screams the whole time. Yeah. And so a lot of it wasn't the best written comedy I've heard. It was okay. He had one really funny one where he was like, if you're in your neighborhood during the day and you see women out, just, women are just outside, middle of the day. They're walking their kids, they're walking the dogs, they're getting their nails done. You feel like you're in a pretty good area. If you go out during the middle of the day and you see men walking around, men smoking cigarettes, men riding a children's bike as their actual means of transportation, you are in trouble. You are in serious danger.
That's funny.
So that was probably the bit that I liked the most.
Yeah,
he was doing some women
people
versus
are
men
like
thing.
hilarious in movies, and then their stand-up's not that good, and vice versa.
Well, that's
Yeah,
because they don't write stuff for movies.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
It reminds
Yeah.
me that Kevin James, has he ever, I've never seen a comedy special from him. I know he does comedy,
He's got a couple.
but I wonder how, I've never seen him, so I wonder how good he is. Because in movies, he is so entertaining and super funny, movies and shows. But I've never seen a comedy special from him.
His comedy to me is like B tier. Like, it's pretty funny, but it's not like Bill Burr. Like, you're not going to be rolling around on the floor, but it's pretty funny. Like, he's got some good bits. Most of them revolve around him being fat.
Yeah.
Which is kind of a classic Kevin James thing anyway. But yeah, they're pretty good.
Speaking of being fat, who is the comedian that does it with no shirt on? Does anyone know his name?
Oh, Joe Rogan's buddy?
Yeah.
I forget what his name is. He's funny.
Because I want to watch his special too, where he just goes out.
Funny.
He literally goes out there. He's like pretty fat, and he's just not wearing a shirt, and he's wearing jeans.
I don't think I've heard of this guy.
Wait, you've definitely seen him because he does a lot of stuff with Joe Rogan. They're like really good friends.
Bert Kreischer.
Yes. Yeah. He's hilarious. But he's more funny just because he's an idiot.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think he's been appearing on my YouTube reel or my YouTube shorts recently.
Yeah.
What other comedians are killing
Gabriel
it right
Iglesias.
now?
Love Gabriel Iglesias.
Oh yeah, he's pretty funny.
Gabriel Iglesias.
Kind of racist of you, Dami.
Hey, what are you trying to say here? What do you mean?
I'm like, what other comedians? I'm just like Gabriel Iglesias.
The Mexican
I
one.
love Gabriel Iglesias. He's actually funny.
No, he is actually
Has
funny.
nothing to do with the fact that he's Mexican. Come on.
What do you guys think is the funniest race?
Funniest looking?
Well, it depends.
The Asians, for
Lucas.
sure.
All right, Lucas. To laugh at or to laugh with? There's two
See,
answers.
right? Yeah, that's a good question. Right, like funny on purpose or funny on accident, right?
Yes.
Like,
Well, yeah,
because
like-
I think either way, it's not Asians.
Yeah.
They're way too serious, and they
Yeah.
don't really do much that's funny.
Comedy's not that popular over there either because they're too respectful. They don't want to laugh and interrupt the comedy performance, and it's like,
Well, actually, what's that guy from the Asian from the Hangover?
oh yeah, he's pretty
Mr.
funny.
Mr. Chow.
Mr.
Mr. Chow
Chow.
does
Mr. Chow.
comedy, and he's
Really?
actually really good at it. Yeah.
Well, I believe it because he is hilarious. in
Yeah.
that
He's like
movie.
very flamboyantly
Yeah.
Asian. Like
He
he's
does
an
stand up.
Asian caricature in all the
He
movies
is.
and stuff. So
He's he's kind of he's doing a combo of laugh
With
laugh
and
at and at, yeah, because
Yeah.
he's kind of being the caricature, but he's also making a lot of funny jokes.
And that's why it
what are
works.
you talking about, Willis?
He jumps out of the car naked, and it just oh man,
Like, because if we're talking about like someone we're laughing with, I think Dave Chappelle is awesome to laugh.
oh
with.
yeah,
Yeah.
Mhm.
But if we're talking about like someone to laugh at, like, oh, that's tough. There's a few.
I can't think of any right now where it's just like
Have you ever seen stand up from Cat Williams?
I don't think so.
Is that a woman?
No, it's a guy. He's a laugh at comedian, I think. Look up a picture of him, you might know who it is. He's got the super high voice.
Let me take a look. Cat Williams.
I think it's Cat Williams. It's Cat, but I think his last name is Williams. Comedian.
Okay, I do recognize this guy.
Yeah, he's got the super high voice, and he does all kinds of shenanigans on stage. He's just like, he tries to act like he's a gangster, and maybe he is, but he's totally like, he's hilarious.
It reminds me of like, what's that guy that did that fake? It was like a late night talk show, but it was fake, where they like break desks and like lots of crazy random scripted stuff happens. You guys know it's a. I think it's a guy. He's what is that? I think it was on Netflix. Fake late night talk show.
I'm just looking at a movie called Norbit with Eddie Murphy.
I remember Norbit.
And this morbidly obese black woman.
Oh wait,
the Eric Andre show.
Oh yeah,
that's what I was thinking of. That seems like the one where you kind of laugh at it because they just do stupid crap the whole time.
Wait, have you guys ever seen Whose Line Is It Anyway?
I've heard of that. What is that? Remind me.
Oh, that's like, so they have like skits. So like there's like a host, and they'll give you like a topic, and then all the guys, all the comedians that are there have to try and like, you know, create something in line with that topic.
So it's like improv comedy.
It's improv comedy, and it's so good. So good.
I did improv comedy for a while.
Yeah, Zach was doing improv comedy in high school. That was fun.
You have to watch Whose Line Is It Anyway? That show was phenomenal.
Okay, because I'd love, like, imagine all of the like funniest comedians doing improv together.
Dude,
I mean,
yeah.
You got, you know, like imagine Bill Burr and Chris Rock and
basically
Gabriel
what any
Iglesias.
podcast they appear on is.
That's a good point. Anytime they just appear, it's improv comedy, and they're just being themselves. You know, they're just being funny.
You can tell who's actually funny based on their podcast appearances. Like Bill Burr is so funny on everything he's on. Half the time, he's just making people who interview him feel really uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Like Bill Burr is a tough interview. Like if he likes you and he wants to be chill, that's going to be a great interview. But if like, I don't know, if you ask him a question that he finds to be stupid, he'll
let you know.
You're in trouble.
You're going to find out.
Like there was Sarah
and it's so
Silverman.
natural.
Sarah Silverman was interviewing him once. And he's, you know, she said something. He's like, why do you always do this? It's so weird. You always do this. Like, are we friends or not? Because you're acting really weird right now. And then she's like just on the air, like sitting there in front of a live audience on a talk show interviewing Bill Burr. And he's doing this shit in the middle of it. And she's just like, oh, stop, Bill. You love me. But luckily, Sarah Silverman's actually really quick on her feet, too. She's a psycho bitch, but she's super quick-witted. And she really will say anything if she thinks it's funny.
Yeah.
So, but that's a really funny interview if you ever want to check something out that'll make you, it'll be like laughing, you're laughing with Bill, but you're laughing at Sarah. So it's like actually a combo of both. Both.
Yeah, he just does it so naturally.
L.
Both.
Yeah, both. That's how us Midwesterners say both. We say both.
What other words?
Oh, there's a couple. Like we say, Lucas, tell me what grade you got on a test.
I guess an A, a B, a C, a D.
Yeah, you'd say I got an A, or I got a B. Yeah. Did you make an A on it, or did you get an A on it?
Yeah, no, you say I got an A.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever heard anyone say make an A.
No,
I heard it in movies.
Dude, I don't know what it is. Like everybody around me says I made an A. I made an A on that exam. I made a blah, blah, blah. It's like, okay.
Yeah, I've heard that. Like I'm trying to make a good grade.
Or grown. You're grown. Come on, y'all. We're grown.
Yeah, I don't say that.
I've heard that.
That's a Southern southernish one.
Yeah, there's obvious ones like y'all.
Y'all. Yeah, y'all.
Yeah.
Y'all becoming very popular worldwide.
Yeah.
It definitely
Yeah.
is.
I said that long before I even went down south.
Yeah.
I've always used that one.
Yeah, it was the same for me with howdy. I said howdy before going south.
Same. But I said it as a joke at first. Now I
Yeah.
like kind of mean it.
Yeah, you say it and you're like, howdy. You know, like
Yeah.
you're kind of like trying to be a little bit like outgoing, like weird, but then all of
Yeah.
a sudden you're just saying it 24/7.
Yeah. And like now it becomes a part of you. Yeah. I do the same thing.
I say, this is not specific to any region, I think, but I say let's cruise over. Yeah, we'll cruise over
Yeah.
there, do this and that. People don't really say that I've
Yeah,
noticed.
that's a good one. Yeah, we'll just cruise on over.
We'll just cruise over there whenevs. Whenevs, that's a good one. Hey guys, I feel like a massive diarrhea sneaking up on me right now, so I'm gonna go take care of that, and I'm gonna leave you two to chat for a second.
Oh no.
Dude,
this is wonderful.
it's bad. I'll be back in like 30 seconds though, because it's like ready to go. I've been holding it.
Let's see if I can find some.
That's wonderful. I mean, actually, here's one that I got from my mom. Actually, ready?
Okay.
It's like, oh yeah, we'll just meander our way over there later on.
Meander. Yeah.
Yeah, my mom says that one a lot, so I'll say that every once in a while.
Yeah, that's one of those words that's like it exists everywhere, but it's rare everywhere. You know, it's like a lot of people don't say we'll meander.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're just meandering.
Yep.
Oh, how about Coke? Calling every soda Coke.
Dude, that's weird. Yeah, Coke and
Yeah.
pop.
Right. Yeah. So in the Midwest, it's typically pop.
Yeah.
But I, for some reason, just always called it soda. Zach calls it pop.
Well, it's soda. That's the correct way.
A lot of people call it pop, and some people call it soda pop.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, for some reason, I've always called it soda. But then, of course, if you go like deep south, you end up with Coke.
Yeah.
Let me get a Coke. Like, what kind?
That's freaking weird. It's weird. I don't know. I'll never understand that one.
Yeah, that is weird that they call everything a Coke.
Soda.
Okay, let's see. I got cattywampus,
Ah, I love that one.
which is funny because I've always said kittywampus.
I've always
But
said cattywampus.
they both exist apparently. I looked
That's
it up.
another one I actually use pretty often. My mom says that one a lot.
Yeah, like it's all cattywampus.
Yeah.
What else do we have here? John. What is John?
That's Philly.
Has become more flexible than joint ever was.
It's for a thing. It's like you can call anything. You can call anything a John.
That's funny. It says, "Put some John on that John."
Yeah. No, literally, it is. Yeah, you can use it for any type of thing. If it is a thing, you can call it John.
Okay, so that makes me think of some that we started using in high school, like a mub, M-U-B.
Yeah.
You can call anything a mub. I'll go get that mub.
Yeah.
Or like some of the weird class cons even started calling everything a blimp. Like, oh man, that thing big as a blimp. You know, like just random phrases like that.
See now John has taken over Philly culture so heavily now that it's like they're advertising it on things. So like even Wawa has a thing now where it says it has the Wawa logo and it says John and they're like it's a Philly thing or something like that. It's
I kind of like that.
Yeah, it's huge out here now.
I might start calling things Johns just because it's kind of funny.
Yeah.
Put some John on that John.
Yeah.
Now, can you call a person a John?
Yeah, dude, you can call anything a John.
That's pretty awesome.
Very
Zach, we've
flexible.
just been talking about some more phrases.
Oh, nice.
Like mub.
Ooh,
Look at that
mub.
mub. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Out here looking like a mub. Stupid as a mub. Fat as a mub.
For you mubs. Man, I was that was extremely ready to come
Yeah, what
out.
the heck? I mean, that was literally like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
I mean, was
farted.
it slipping out on the floor?
Dude, I farted 3-4 times while I was walking back there.
Impressive. Oh man, That reminds me of a really good young child story that Sean has about going to the bathroom that I'm gonna wait for him to tell next time.
Why is
he's
it
on.
always Sean?
So you'll have to
always
remind.
Sean.
We'll have to remind him to tell his little kid poop story because it is a doozy. I mean,
Just make a note of that little
He makes it
kid
so dramatic.
story. Write that down. And we'll know what that
mark
means.
that down on the pad.
We'll know what it means.
Oh yeah, Sean will. I guarantee it.
Yeah. Be like, hey, Sean, little kid poop story. And he'll be like, what? I'll be like, little
Tell
kid
it.
poop story. And then he'll recite it immediately without hesitation.
Sean's got quite a few stories that he likes to tell very dramatically.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like anytime I hear like a crazy, like weird story, it's always Sean.
Yeah, because he's always so dramatic.
Dude, he is very dramatic.
And he gets himself into some dramatic scenarios, honestly.
He somehow manages to every time, yeah. It's like it's like how can one person end up in all these crazy situations?
We
Makes
could say
for a
he's
good-
lucky. But he's
Makes for a
probably
good
unlucky.
podcast member.
Right.
Yeah.
Definitely. But alas, he has a normal work schedule.
Yeah, right.
Bastard.
That's weird.
God, he works from 8 to 4? What the hell?
Is it to 4?
I don't know, probably 5.
I feel
I
like
think he
he's
said
always
5, yeah.
he's always like, I could do it at 6 o'clock. I'm like, God,
yeah.
that's like party
He definitely needs he needs a little time after work, it seems like, where he's like, I don't know, like, is he eating? Maybe he'll watch this and let us know.
time. Maybe he
Maybe.
will. I feel like he's not a real one who watches episodes that he's not on.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I don't love watching these back. It's kind of weird, especially because it's like usually it's Double D watching it and it just happened the day before. And I'm like, okay, I was just there for this conversation. Like, I don't necessarily need to watch the whole thing back.
I don't watch them back necessarily, but I will like check them out to make sure that that everything looks okay, that it uploaded correctly and stuff.
Yeah,
But if
you're smart.
if I was not on an episode, I would totally watch it.
See, now that's what I'm saying. Yeah, if I wasn't on one, I would definitely be watching the episode for sure. Because then you get a chance to kind of, enjoy it without having to think about how you're on it. You know, you can see what the podcast is really like as a viewer.
I
I actually do kind of watch him back though. I'll skip through a little bit, but I still like to watch through it and like sometimes I get like a little extra laugh about something.
It is fun. I mean, like rewatching Sean hit his head on the microphone last week, or rewatching us playing the pool or the golf game was pretty funny.
That was pretty fun, actually.
I end up watching them because the parents are watching them, so then I'm just like, all right, I'll watch.
Yeah, we've been
games
doing
are
pretty.
fun.
We've been doing pretty good views too,
Our last video got almost 40, right?
Hell yeah.
which is cool. Yeah,
So Soph had some friends over a couple nights ago, and one of them, his name is Steven, and he goes, I think Soph's friend Tori goes, how's the podcast going? Because I don't know, they love asking me how the podcast is going, and I'm like, it's great, we're famous,
yeah, totally.
And Steven goes, dude, are you on like Spotify or something? I go, no, we just make the video and post it to YouTube. And he goes, dude, I'm subscribing. And he goes, and then he subscribes to our podcast. He's like, I'll totally listen to you, bro. So if Steven listens to this, I hope he leaves a like and a comment.
God, Steven, I love you. You're my second favorite viewer.
Steven, if I ever met you, I would probably suck you.
He totally
It's real
would.
talk.
He's super gay.
Real talk.
Dude, Steven, I got it. I see the notification.
You found
dude.
him? Yeah.
Got it right here. It's the monster from that Rudolph claymation movie as his profile pic.
Yeah.
Shout out to Steven.
Throwback.
Hell yeah.
Shout out to my boy.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
We got what? We got 10 subs. Hey, that's pretty cool.
Hell yeah.
That is cool. And I mean, this is episode 6, we said?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, all you got to do is put out 300 of these, and,
Right.
and we'll be there.
It's not that hard. I mean, it's give it 6 years, and we'll be like, wow, we've been doing this for 6 years.
Right.
Yeah, for real.
One day we're just gonna look back and be like, wow, I can't believe I'm 30.
It goes by
Yeah.
way too fast, man. Time flies.
Yeah, that's gonna be crazy. We're gonna hop on the pod, and I'm gonna be like, so I did my first surgery where I was the lead.
Yeah, right.
I'm gonna be like, I was actually doing it.
Yeah, it's gonna be weird as fuck.
Yeah, you guys will get me one day when I finally go off the rails and go, guys, I finally did coke.
Tom will be looking like he'll be looking like the honeycomb dude.
Yeah.
Tommy will sit down and be like, honeycomb.
Hey guys, I'm excited for this week.
Looks around.
Like, Tommy, camera. Look at the camera.
You're like. He goes full psycho.
I'm
So
cuckoo for
crazy.
crack.
Cuckoo for that cocaine.
Like, Tommy finally. I guess Tommy's really off the grid. He's not gonna make it this week. He's last we saw him, he was somewhere underneath the I-45.
We're like, yeah, no, he's got plenty of money. He's just living underneath the bridge.
we lost track of him sometime last night. He's,
Got a notification from him yesterday. He was in Mexico. I don't know how he got there.
yeah, we
pretty
got a
sure he was
text yesterday.
kidnapped.
It just read self suck.
And it was a picture. It was an X-ray of his rib cage with 2 missing ribs.
He finally did it.
I'm
We're
telling you
so
right now,
proud
guys,
of him.
in the least homo way, like the least gay. Like this is totally as a straight man.
This is straight as
to
hell.
Straight boys to the boys, right? And I know all the boys out there will understand this, guys. If I ever complete the self suck, I am sending you a video.
I know.
Because if there's no proof,
Well, that's
They're not
right.
gonna
which is
believe
right,
it.
like, it's like which is worse, like there not being proof or us like making
Well, you
fun
guys-
of you for
but-
sending that,
Well, no, because you guys would make more fun of me if I didn't, because you'd be like, nah, there's no way.
We'd be
you
like,
guys would
now
gaslight
Tommy's
me,
making
yeah.
shit up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
now
Right.
exactly.
There's
Now
no
Tommy's
way
making
I'm
shit
going to
up
believe
again.
that unless I have the video evidence.
That's what I'm saying.
So, yeah, you're going to have to send that over whenever you figure it out.
I'm just saying. This is gonna happen one day.
Once you solve that little puzzle,
Yeah, that little rib puzzle.
years of hard work and diligence.
Yeah.
That's all it takes.
Kind of like
know, I
us
wonder-
with our podcast.
Dude, I wonder
think
if your spine is like malleable, like your feet. Like you know how like the Chinese people will shove
Right.
their feet into like the smaller and then just like curves.
Yeah, and it's like,
So if I were to like curve my back like for a long enough time, would it?
well, yeah, I mean, once you get old enough, the spine starts compressing, and that's why people are all like,
Yeah, but like if you like really like I don't know, you know what I'm saying? Like you
Yeah,
really
you bend
it
yourself.
enough. Get someone to like push on your back, maybe while they're like fucking you or something, and they just push it over long enough.
Or like those
anyway.
guys in India who put their hand up in the air and leave it up for 16 years
Yes,
straight.
yes,
And like they
exactly.
can't actually move it anymore because it's fused like this.
That's what I'm
like,
saying. Like
oh God, I've never seen that.
It's like
That's
a religious.
insane.
They do it for religious purposes and they just
They
leave it up.
literally, do they use a wall or do they hold it?
they just
They
hold it.
hold it up.
What? Dude,
I mean, while they're-
I guess you get to the point where the pain's gone and it's just
It is, yeah. They cannot move it down at that point.
weird.
Yeah.
So that's a pretty
Yeah.
cool thing.
I bet there's a lot of weird religious practices that I've not heard of.
Oh yeah. Definitely.
like really holding your arm up in the air is one of them. Like, I guess the Indians think that cows are sacred, so that's kind of.
Yeah.
I love eating cows.
I do too. They're so
I just like
delicious.
killing them for sport.
They
Tommy's
taste disgusting, but the hunt.
It's just hunting cows, the easiest animal to
I was
kill
gonna say, yeah, they're the easiest ones to get. I don't actually really have to be a skilled hunter.
for sport.
I'm a skilled hunter. I hunt house dogs.
What the?
Whatever
That's
the
messed up.
absolute
See, but that's the thing,
easiest
though. House
thing.
dogs would fight back. At least I think they would. I feel like
A lot of them wouldn't.
a
No.
cow totally would not.
I mean, they're
what's
stuck
cow
in a
gonna do?
house.
What? How are you gonna hurt a cow without a gun?
A rifle. That's what I'm. Yeah, I mean,
Oh, you're using a gun.
I mean, all right, what else am I hunting with? A freaking.
You could go cow tipping, and you could tip them over.
Yeah, but that doesn't kill them. We're
It
talking about-
could.
Yeah.
If you hop on their back and start choking them. Imagine trying to choke out a cow.
I bet you I couldn't. I don't think
No.
any one of us are strong enough to choke out a cow.
No, I bet its neck is like too big.
Yeah,
like,
it
I'd be
is.
like this. Like,
Yeah.
I think
like,
it would
trying to,
feel
like,
like
grab my hands
hugging a
with-
cement pole.
It'd be
Yeah.
like, I'd be like thick.
Yeah, you would make zero like if you punched a cow in the side,
be a
I
fun
think your
game.
hand would just break.
yeah.
It is crazy how sturdy some of those like those show bulls that are like,
Oh yeah.
they're like huge. Or even just
I
the
don't
ones that the rodeo guys ride on.
Dude, I went for a
absolutely
walk
juiced.
outside yesterday, out in the wilderness, my bunker fortress. I went out into the wilderness yesterday on a walk, and I was within like 10 feet of 2 baby deer,
Really?
and they
Wow.
were just looking at me. They're like, and I was just walking by them like, "How's it going, guys?" And then Maria tried to feed them a flower, and then they ran away.
You gotta watch out when it's babies of anything.
I know.
Yeah.
I was like, I am not going near them because I have no idea where the mom is at right now.
Yeah,
and
You
this,
gotta be careful.
yeah. Well, they were pretty big. They were about, I would guess that they weighed probably 250 pounds.
Wow.
So they were pretty big already. But their mama was like nowhere to be found actually. Because I actually stuck around and watched them for a while, just cruise around eating flowers and shit and leaves. And their mom never showed up, really. And they eventually cruised and took off, and I watched them for a while. Still didn't see any.
Maybe the mom got hit by like a truck or something on the highway.
Yeah,
that would
could be.
suck. For
I'm just
them.
being real here. Yeah, I mean, it's just, like this.
Maybe their mom got hit by a truck on the highway but didn't die and writhed in pain for hours.
I didn't say that. Whoa.
They definitely thought I was gonna murder them if I got close.
Yeah, were they very skittish?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I just know if you see, baby little bear cubs,
Oh, yeah.
you're in trouble.
Yeah, definitely.
You do
so.
not want to see bear cubs. 'Cause
Unless
the
you're
mother
Kratos.
will be pissed.
Unless you're Kratos and you can
And you
handle
just
it.
kill that mub. Yeah, that's awesome.
John, kill that
Nature.
John.
And you just kill that, John.
What does Kratos
kill
say?
that mub.
What does Kratos say when they run across those cubs? He's like, "Nature must take its course, boy."
Yeah. Yeah, the cubs are dead.
Yeah, they're like,
Or they,
they
their mom is dead.
yeah, they have no idea what to do. He's like, "There is nothing to do, boy.
Yeah.
Nature must take its course."
So wise.
You're like, God, he's so hardcore.
It's awesome watching Kratos. Actually, thinking of choking out the cow makes me think of Kratos in a lot. Like he's like choking out bears and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't
If
think
anybody
any of
could
us
do
are
it.
on that level.
You got to be something of a Greek god.
Yeah,
that's all you have to do.
Be a Greek god of war, and you're golden.
so easy. Why didn't you just try that?
Ares.
I will have my revenge.
I cannot believe you have betrayed me, Ares.
So that reminds me of voice acting, which reminds me of Troy Baker, which reminds me of The Last of Us, which reminds me that Lexi and I just watched episode 1 of The Last of Us today.
Oh, nice. What'd you think?
It was pretty good. It was a good start.
When's the last time you watched the beginning of that game?
It's been a while because I was watching Courage JD play it, but he was halfway in.
So a lot of the dialogue is very similar in the beginning of the game, like word for word.
Does the game start out with him with his daughter, or doesn't it just start out in the apocalypse?
No, it does start with him with his daughter. He shows up at home and it's his birthday. She gets him a watch. They even do the, I think it's stuck thing. So that's verbatim.
He's like, did you fix it? Yeah. So that's funny.
And then they
so they did do it very similar.
They sort of play with your expectations. Like there are certain points in the game where you know something's about to happen. Like for example, in the game, when they're driving down the road and she looks to the left, that car, hits them in the game, and that's how they end up flipped. In the show, the car stops in time, and they're screwing with people who have played the game, who think,
smart.
oh god, it's about to happen. Yeah,
I'm nervous though because I've heard that they stray a lot.
It gets pretty sexy coming into episode 3.
I've heard that they stray from the story big time, which sucks. Like it's fine to mess with people's expectations, but like straying from the story, I don't want to see.
They definitely expand upon, like, I guess the guy in the game was always gay, but they didn't really mention it it was in notes and stuff like that you found throughout his house that he was a homosexual. In this one, it's like you're gonna find it's a spoiler alert. It's like a whole hour-long episode of them two like forming a relationship and
being
falling in love and being gay, and then of course they both die. That's kind of how they wrap it, because the apocalypse. That's basically the whole point of The Last of Us is like there is no happy ending here. This is you all are gonna die, and so it's a pretty touching episode. But it's very like people wouldn't give a fuck about it if it wasn't gay people.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, it's like it seems like they're taking something that was really small in the game and forcibly turning it into something big because it's the narrative.
Yeah, they do have to a certain extent, because like a lot of what makes the game long is gameplay, not story.
True. That's true.
So like they have to expand upon certain aspects of it, and that's how they decided to do it with that episode, and maybe rightfully so, but I think the overall story is very similar.
Okay, well that's good, because I the acting was all solid, and the zombies are pretty cool. It was pretty true to the game and everything. So I'm excited to watch it. But
I don't love the girl that plays Ellie. Like I know.
Oh yeah, it was kind of funny. We were watching it, and I'm like, I think that's Ellie right there. I'm like, why did she like look kind of Asian, but she's not? And Lexi goes, yeah, and she kind of looks like she's got slight Down syndrome or something.
She definitely there are like the facial markers of Down syndrome, not even to be funny, are definitely there.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah,
it's like
I don't
obviously
know if she
very
does or
not
not
severe.
Yeah, I don't know if she does or not, but the some of the facial features that you would look for, and like it lives in the uncanny valley where I actually don't know that I could point out what about her face looks a little bit like it's Down syndrome-y, but when you look at her face as a whole, like you can pull up the picture, Dami, and have a look. It's like
I know
pretty.
who it is. Yeah, I know who it is.
Do you know what she looks like in the game?
Yeah,
like
in the game, she's basically a perfect depiction of a little girl, of a 14-year-old girl or whatever her age is.
Yeah, whatever, perfectly symmetrical.
Yeah.
Basically, like one of those people who'd be like, oh yeah, you're going to be beautiful when you're a woman.
Yeah.
So, and I also thought she was just kind of more irritated than Ellie was. Like, she's just more, I don't know.
I will say, in the portion of the game that I just recently watched Courage playing, it's the part where you meet Bill and they're going to get the battery for the truck.
So Bill is the gay guy, by the way.
Oh,
played by.
Oh, and he has a partner who kills himself and is basically like, F you, Bill.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
That's his gay partner. Yeah.
We're watching that part of the game. I'm watching that part of the game, and I will say Ellie was absurdly pissy in that part of the video game.
She hates Bill
She
a lot.
really hates Bill.
Yeah.
So I mean, it wasn't way off for me for the first episode.
It's not like way off. I thought Tessa's depiction was a little different but still good. I like Tess, who they casted for that.
Yeah.
And then
you got Pedro Pascal,
who's obviously great.
Everyone loves Pedro
which
Pascal.
I also have just watched the first 3 episodes of The Mandalorian. And
The new season.
The newest season. I'm a little put off by the 58-minute episode of the doctor who created cloning.
Yeah, everyone was kind of put off by that.
Like, that was a weird choice to do that long of an episode where you're basically following him for most of it. And he's like, he's basically, Zach, you haven't seen it, but the guy who invented cloning technology is now basically like, the war is over, all of that. He wants to help the New Republic. He didn't think that it would be used for evil, blah, blah, blah. And so he's in this amnesty program for all of the Imperial troops. They went through rehabilitation, and now they're allowed to work and help the New Republic and all that stuff. And you're basically just following a storyline where this guy's trying to redeem himself.
What exactly happened with the clones? I've never understood when they went from clones.
That's what they're going on with Bad Batch.
Like, are they normal?
Bad Batch explaining it?
So
Bad
in
Batch is
episode,
explaining it.
So in episode 4, are they clones of Jango Fett, or are they normal, just people?
Yeah, like when was it?
You're talking about the clones? The clones are clones of Jango Fett.
Well, no, but we're saying, like, as soon as episode 4 hits...
Are the stormtroopers clones still?
No, they're not.
Okay, so when did that happened in between 3 and 4? Where they switched from being simply clones of Jango Fett to the stormtrooper? Because I know, like, the idea is I always thought they just changed armor. But
no, so they got rid of the clones. Yeah, no. So all right, it's there's a lot going into it, but I'm telling you, all right, Lucas, are you gonna watch Bad Batch or not? Because I mean, I might spoil some stuff for you with this.
It's unlikely, and I probably won't even remember the stuff you spoil.
Oh, dude, Bad Batch is so good. It is so good. But they're going along the storyline. So right after Order 66, where the chip in the clone's head activates, and then they all start killing all the Jedi and all that kind of that bullshit,
Mm-hmm.
So they go
the bullshit,
all that he said, she said bullshit, That's
right.
So the clones are now fighting for the Imperial Army or whatever, and Governor Tarkin and a couple of the other like major Imperial people don't like the clones because they all have a what was the word Tarkin used? It was a concerning amount of individuality, is what they say, because of how they fought with the Jedi and all that kind of stuff. They think outside the box. They don't always follow orders, all that kind of stuff. So the Imperial Army wants forces who are going to strictly follow orders, even if they are like terrible things, terrible orders.
Right.
And they want the like troopers to know that like you are 100% expendable. We do not care about you. And clone troopers do not follow that. They don't like that. So Bad Batch is going along the storyline of how the clones are slowly phased out. So first they're just kind of put on the back burners. They start pulling in the conscripted army, which is what the stormtroopers are. It's conscripted, so it's just all random people from around. They can have a larger army that way. They don't really have to like pay them like much or anything like that. It's like that kind of thing. And the clones are just put on the back burner. They're put on like terrible stuff. They're put into missions that are meant for them to get killed in, stuff like that. Like they're trying to like kill them off. And then they're like blatantly just like killing them for other certain things. Like they're just, and then eventually the clones start to pick up. So the clones are starting to defect.
Mm-hmm.
So now the defected clones, if they get caught, are getting sent to another base for the whole cloning stuff that they're going on, because since they destroy Kamino, they don't have that cloning technology anymore. So they're trying to refigure it out. So that's kind of the whole thing with Pershing, because he follows in with the storyline of the Bad Batch, because they destroy Kamino, So they don't have the cloning technology anymore. So they don't really know what to do or how that stuff works anymore. So they're trying to figure it out. So they have an advanced science division where they're trying to figure out how to get cloning back. So they're using clones, they're testing them and stuff like that, and torturing them, trying to figure out their DNA sequence to try and rediscover cloning technology. So Pershing fits into that storyline from The Mandalorian. So you kind of have to watch both in tandem for everything to fully 100% make sense.
Gotcha. Yeah, because I always wondered about that, about when that happened.
Yeah. Well, so it doesn't fully show everything yet. Like the Bad Batch is following that storyline, but it hasn't fully gotten to the point where the clones are gone yet.
Right. I'm sure it will eventually.
It will. Yeah. That's what they're leading up to.
Well, that's cool.
Okay. Yeah, because then you show up to like the sequels, the sequel trilogy, and you got like Finn, and you start to think like, okay, so when did that switch happen? Where it's like now we've got all these different people, and we've got this woman, the silver reflective woman stormtrooper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Captain Phasma.
That John.
That John.
Phantasma.
Yeah. It's a really interesting storyline though. Like Bad Batch is I love Bad Batch. The animated series have always been so good for
they are really good. I watched all of Clone Wars last summer, and then I watched most of Rebels, but I didn't quite finish it.
Yeah.
Did you say the animated series?
Batman. That's another great series.
That's one of the most perfect series of cartoons ever made. It's Batman the Animated Series. So masterfully crafted stories that are like still being stolen and used in like mass media that's meant to be taken really seriously, like to this day. And it's a children's cartoon. Like most of the storylines and plots in the Arkham games literally are clones of the TV show from 1992.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's impressive.
Look at Man-Bat. That story in Arkham Knight is straight ripped from the TV show. Like, it's the whole...
Yeah, that's cool. They did make and it's interesting because it's so easy to just like digest and watch and be like kind of funny and simple and almost like cutesy, but then it's also like, so well written that the stories are still being used as Batman canon,
Yeah.
Yep. The Mr. Freeze, Cold Heart. It's like one of the best stories ever. Because Mr. Freeze used to be just this psycho who was obsessed with cryo stuff. There was no Nora. There was no dying wife. There was no him getting revenge against. There was none of that. He was just.
He was just like. Crazy scientist that loves
just
cryo.
Obsessed with cold.
But now they gave him this like just masterfully crafted backstory. Yeah.
So
that's how you do it, man. And that's not how a lot of people do it.
And then you're watching it and you're like, damn, Batman, just let him do it.
Right.
And Batman's like, no, I can't. And you're like, why not, Batman?
Yeah, he's like it makes Batman into more of a interesting depiction of justice too.
Yeah, because you're like, is it justice?
Right. Yeah, it makes me annoyed when you see villains that are just garbage, and you think like, dude, I mean, give them a little backstory, give them a little motive, like Thanos is a great villain in the Marvel series. And I felt like in Endgame, they kind of ruined him. In Infinity War, he was the perfect depiction of his character. But then in Endgame, he's just like the big final boss fight.
Yeah.
And it was like they were like, yeah, we're done with his story. We're kind of just on to him fighting with them. And so that's why Infinity War was significantly better than Endgame for me.
Yeah,
it was pretty much mostly because of Thanos.
They should have just wrapped it up after Infinity War. Like, oh yeah, half the heroes are dead now. Get used to it. They lost. Like that would have been hardcore.
Sure. I don't know.
Oh.
Just pick something.
Do we have a joiner?
Here. Oh, if they have a oh yeah, wait, come here, Lexi.
Oh. Oh my goodness, it's Lexi.
Lexi.
Oh hey.
Wait, they might be able to
What's
hear you.
up?
Oh no, probably not. It's too loud out here. You just put those on.
Hey,
Lexi,
Oh,
what's
hey.
up?
I'm just
going
gonna go
on?
grab some drinks.
All right, sounds good. Very nice. You got your car?
I was just about
Yeah, I
to.
just got it.
I was just about to tell her to grab me some sours, some sour beers.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah. Lucas, Abby's been drinking those Dr. Robots.
Yeah, those are pretty yummy. Yeah, if you find any sour beer, it'll say that it's a sour, I think.
Oh, are we cracking open another one? All right, I'll crack open another one.
I'm probably going to have to drink tonight because it's Donnie's birthday.
Yeah,
wait,
you're
you know
gonna
what?
have to.
Wait, no. I'm not gonna crack this one open. I'm gonna start with the other one. Remember? You saw the picture I sent you the other day?
Yeah.
The
there
Irish
you go.
cream
Oh, yeah.
stout.
Yeah,
Do it,
that's
yeah.
probably really sweet.
Is that
I
a
like
twister?
stout.
Or you're going to have to pop it with the.
I gotta get a bottle opener real quick. Give me
Well,
one
you better
second.
go get it.
I mean, it's
like
already
Tommy's.
5:35, so
Dommy's chair is in very similar shape as mine.
look at that thing.
I mean, that's
I
on its
have a,
last leg.
I have a crappy folding chair that really makes my back hurt.
Yeah, no lumbar support for you.
No, sometimes I steal Dan's chair. Ooh, a Wawa can opener or a bottle opener.
That's nice. That's nice.
Ka-chow.
He stole that from work. He's
But he
jerking
doesn't
with
work
it.
at Wawa.
Yeah, but they, there's a spot. They bring shit in.
That's true. They probably have those at work.
Yeah, they bring shit in. Trust.
We won't ask him about it. We'll just assume that he stole it.
I don't need to ask him. Nice
You know,
Carhartt
as they say
hoodie.
in Jersey, gotta have a Wawa.
That's right.
Gotta have a John John.
All right, here we go. Moment of truth.
Is this the first taste?
It's the first taste. I
Oh
waited.
God, can we get a full review after you
Hold
sip
on.
it?
Who makes it? Who makes
It's
it?
Southern Tier. I love Southern Tier.
Okay, Southern Tier Irish Cream Stout.
Yes. So I really love Southern Tier. They're one of my favorites doing it right now in the game. I think they're based out of New York, Lakewood, if I remember correctly. I could be wrong though.
Okay.
But they also make the peanut butter cup stout that I had, or maybe it's ale or whatever. But that
So they're making all sorts of crazy stouts.
They make great stuff.
It's unfortunate that Dami can't start off with an aromatic review before he
cannot,
drinks it.
Unfortunately, sorry.
Because he
No
can't
sense of smell here. Like ready? This is probably gonna be weird. Nothing.
You accidentally snort some.
I can get my smell back right there. It's like,
boys, I can smell it again.
All right, here we go.
And then he blows it out and it goes away.
Damn it. All right, first taste. Is it as sweet as I was expecting?
No.
No, it's still
no,
pretty stouty.
It's very stouty. It's got a light Irish cream flavor to it. This is delicious. It's What's that? You ever see that video with the guy with the ice cream where he sits there, he goes,
Yeah.
Gotta aerate it. That's phenomenal. It's definitely it's like it's a stout. Like you get that flavor, it's like it's heavier, it's thicker, it's definitely stout. But the Irish cream really isn't it's not super strong. It's
So
sweet.
it's more of a subtle addition that they made. They weren't
it's not
trying
as-
to overpower it.
But I wouldn't say it's subtle either. It's just it's not as strong as I thought it would be, because like the peanut butter cup ale is like very strong.
Oh, really?
Very,
It was like,
sweet.
whoa, this is peanut butter cup.
Yes. Yeah. That was
Okay.
really good. But like when you get to like maybe like this point of the beer, you're like, all right, I'm all sweeted out.
Yeah.
This one, I think I can drink the whole thing and probably even have another one.
Well, then that's good.
Yeah, that's probably what they were going for. Because there is
That's
a fine
good.
line. It's
Yeah.
like nobody eats the full brick of fudge. It's like they're trying to make a drink that you can have two of and not be like,
Yeah.
Oh god, it's so sweet.
Yeah. So no, like with the peanut butter cup ale, I would call that like a dessert beer. Like I would totally like after eating like a really like nice like rich dinner or something like that, or even after having like some dessert, or I would even eat that with or drink that with dessert. Like I would just like one beer like after dinner with the dessert kind of thing. Oh, that's like
Now,
dude, I'm getting I'm gonna I'm losing it over here, guys.
that's a pretty cool category. I don't think I've ever heard someone say dessert beer yet.
So there it's not like I don't think they call it dessert beer, but there are dessert like types of beer. So I had one of the best beers I've ever had in my entire life was I think it was 2019 in Asheville for Mardi Gras. Catawba Brewery made a dessert. I think it was a dessert stout.
Okay.
And it was I think it was a dessert stout. It was a pastry, a dessert pastry stout is what it was called.
So it was meant to be like a fluffy pastry style beer.
Was the best beer I've ever had to this day. I've never had better, and I don't know if I ever will.
And was it in the category though where it was like you just want one and you're good, or was it good enough that you want more?
Oh, I could have, dude. I got a growler of it. I got the whole thing. I'm sitting there drinking straight out. I'm just like, oh, like, glug, 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 glug. I was going crazy. Oh, I just realized what that looks like.
Yeah, pretty sweet thumbnail for the pod.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
No, I literally got as much as I could get of it, and then I was like chugging the whole thing. It was so good. So good.
So I'm interested to try something that I would title as a dessert beer.
This I would count.
Okay.
I would. Even though it's lighter, I would still count it as like a desserty beer.
Nice.
Heck yeah.
There you go.
I mean, we already talked about dessert wine, so
Hell yeah.
I'll have to try both
You
of
better
those.
just round it out with the dessert beer.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right.
Get myself followed up with some Screwball.
Yes.
I love Screwball.
Dessert liquor.
Liquor. I barely know her.
Zach, I noticed you've got the guitars in the background this time for the podcast.
Yeah. Just an accidental guitar in the background showing.
Oops, there they are.
I just had them out. So
because I'm just
I've just been playing them, so that
such a musician.
Just ripping absolutely crazy shit. I mean, you're probably not gonna be able to hear it, but check it out. I'm shredding right now.
Oh my God! Look how he's shredding.
Oh fuck!
I mean, he's clearly ripping an insane solo. Oh my God!
Dude, check out the crazy reach.
This guy clearly knows how to shred. If only we could hear this Beethoven-style masterpiece.
I know, right?
Zach actually won an air guitar competition back in high school. So
Did he actually?
no,
I'm a shred god.
I would have believed it. I would have.
You did do an interesting. What did you do with Leonard? Were you playing air guitar, or were you describe that situation for me?
I was like, we were doing like an air vocal thing, I guess, like the teachers were. I don't know why. I don't remember why, but we were doing
high school, right?
Yeah, we were doing "Let the Bodies Hit the Floor" because that was like a song that our teacher would play a lot. He'd be like, before a test, he'd be like, "Wait, do we need to hear bodies?" Everybody, yeah, we need to hear bodies. So he's playing 1, nothing wrong with me. 2, nothing wrong with me. And it's, rippy. So for this like lip syncing contest, we were doing bodies, of course, because and I had like a wig. So I brought a wig to let our teacher wear, like some long rock and roll wig.
This is like a 60-year-old bald guy.
That's awesome.
Awesome dude. So like he's wearing this drippy ass long haired wig, and they had me in like a straight jacket sitting in this chair, and Leonard's going on both sides of my face. 1, nothing wrong with me. 2, nothing wrong. In front
Wearing
of
a wig
in front of the whole school. And
dude, that's awesome.
Then when the bodies hit the floor, we all stood up and started just headbanging.
Dude, I cannot believe that I missed that. I'm so sad.
Dude, it was awesome. And then I did my improv comedy bit in front of the whole school, really. in before chapel.
Which one? I feel like I was there for that.
Yeah, it was like I had to give an inspirational speech about something, about a random topic of the audience's choosing, and they just told me that I was doing this like that morning. They're like, yeah, you're doing this in like an hour. I was like, okay. And then I got a water park was the place that they chose for me to do an inspirational speech about. So I was going on about how you're rolling through the lazy river of life, man, and you just gotta roll. And the crowd's going crazy. It was one of the best performances I've ever done of anything ever, and it was at the end of it
electric.
It was just like a mic drop moment, and I just walked off, and for the rest of the day I was riding high. Everybody's like, wow, that was freaking amazing.
Yeah, awesome. You started like, it built up perfectly where it's like it starts off calm and like chill.
It felt like it could have been a real motivational speech that somebody gave.
And
but
then all of a
clearly,
sudden you're flying down the water slide.
Yeah. All of a sudden life takes a turn and you find yourself on the double dare drop.
That was awesome.
And then, everybody kind of did that cheering style that they do at motivational speeches where it's like, that's right. Like a church kind of thing.
Yeah, you got all your buddies up front and they're like, preach it.
Yeah.
Tell them.
All of a sudden the whole crowd's doing it. It was perfect. Perfect.
Couple of awesome high school performances.
Couple of just some of my amazing performances. A couple.
It was unfortunate because I had Mr. Leonard 2 years later, and I got him to play bodies one time, and I think some bitch complained about it or something because he was like super tentative to do it the rest of the year. I'm like, Leonard, we got a test coming up. We got to hear bodies, and he's like, I don't know about bodies. I was like, what do you mean? First time he played it,
about bodies is not cool.
Dude, not cool at all. That's kind of a Kesky move.
Dude, it might have been Kesky. Oh, that's a good inside joke. I think we should just let it be. It should just be, Kesky.
Yeah, the Kesky joke, Dami, is the Mike and Halby joke.
Yeah.
That's where it came from.
Yeah, I remember. I know all about that one. I don't know if do we bring Mike and Halby into this?
No, we'll just leave it be for now.
Yeah, that's fine. Maybe if we get Paul one day.
Oh yeah, Paul would be funny.
Yeah,
we gotta let Paul know. We really got to start letting people, it's like some of our friends know that this is even happening. I feel like Paul would watch all of these.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, he probably would.
I got to tell him about them.
Definitely.
Some of my friends have been present for a while we've done this. They've just been like in the other room.
That's funny.
True.
And they hear like the out of context shit that I say, and they're like, "Oh, am I?"
Right, like when you just hear what you're saying and not what
Noah.
saying.
That's when I was saying what I was saying earlier. Noah came over and was
I saw that.
That's pretty funny, actually. You're like, what?
It's like you can't judge unless you hear the whole
talking
conversation.
about?
Right, when you walk in and you hear you don't hear the whole conversation, and we're like, yes, I had my banana hammock, and it's just like
just walk in. So I'm spanking her hard.
So I'm like,
talking about the jelly.
It's like, what? I'm talking about tenderizing this chicken pot roast I was making.
You're like, yes, I just like to do this. Talking about jelly.
So I was jerking it the other day. Talking about jerky. Come on.
Learning the dance move.
Doing the herky jerky. That reminds me of have you ever been on Twitter and you see a video of something just horrific happening and the top comment is context ? And everyone just gets so mad underneath it because like, yes, obviously you do need the full context to make a judgment of a video on Twitter. Like a lot of them are from like 6 years ago and the person that posted it is completely lying about what happened or you don't see everything that happened. But it's just funny when every single video, the top thing is just, what's the context of this? And it just gets annoying. It's like, yeah, just watch it and then don't comment anything.
Right.
Dude,
If you have any questions of any kind, like that Eris clip, we should watch that Eris clip to end the podcast.
Okay,
Let's see,
pull
let's
it
see
up.
if I can find it. Let's see if I can find it, though. You guys chat for a second.
So, Dami, you're almost through that beer. What's the percentage?
So like I'm like right here right now,
Yeah.
and I'm thinking like a couple more swigs, I wouldn't want more. So
Okay.
it's definitely more. It's definitely desserty, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's the ABV? Can you find it on there?
It's here somewhere. It's 5.8.
Okay, so it's not absurd, but it's pretty high.
I wouldn't even call that
Not a lot
high.
of people have that.
It's higher than a domestic.
Average, I think. Well, yeah, but
Not a normal beer.
Domestic's
What
not
is?
bad.
I mean, is a typical stout around there? I bet it is probably.
probably yeah. I think most stouts are usually a little on the higher end, but not anything crazy unless like they purposely want to go like insane with it.
All right, I can't
I don't
find
think
it.
Guinness is
So
high. I think Guinness is like
Guinness.
45.
I tried Guinness and I was like, this is like it's like the
Thick.
Budweiser of a stout. It was
Yeah.
like very watery.
thick.
Thick.
Hey, fun fact: Guinness was my first ever beer.
Really?
Really
Nice.
nice.
Mine was actually on vacation in Punta Cana, and it was a beer called Presidente.
El Presidente.
And they brought it was just it tasted like a Miller or whatever. And I remember
that last bit did not do it for me, but
oh, I
keep going.
hate it when you get to the end and it's too like thick and
Warm
syrupy,
and
and,
it's-
it just gives
yeah.
you with the oh yeah.
Yeah, it's gone though. I did it.
not cool.
I had to finish it.
But yeah, I tried. That was the first time I ever even tried beer. Right, we're sitting.
Yeah.
It's out in the warm summer heat of Punta Cana. They bring this
Yeah.
beer, and I try it, and I'm like, no way. I like this beer on my first try.
You didn't think you would?
Tastes like a sandwich. You're like, it tastes like
literally-
bread.
I was like, dude, this tastes like bread. It's like I'm drinking bread. In the the domestic style beers have that kind of
Yeah.
breadiness at the end. I was like, I love that. And so my very first beer that I had, I was like, oh no.
It's like,
Tastes great.
I'm in for a life of beer.
And they'll just give you as many as you want.
Yeah, it was an all-inclusive, so I'm just like, tu cervezas, por favor?
Yeah, well, I mean, luckily they're like super low, like alcohol percentage.
Oh,
and-
yeah. They're watery for sure.
Yeah. That's because they drink that
Zach?
shit like water in Mexico.
Right. Did we locate?
I
Zach?
can't find. I think it's in the middle of like a 45-minute video
That makes
that
sense.
he does, and I can't find it. But I think we're gonna have to call it here because I got some stuff I gotta do.
I've also got to go to dinner, so yeah,
Stuff
very
like
important
that.
stuff.
So that is the No Means No podcast, episode 6. Thanks for watching,
Wild
everybody.
card.
Wild card. We'll catch you guys next week.
Let's do it.
Peace.